citizens react to the Hyannis Access Study implementation, and outdoor dining will be coming to 2 more Main Street restaurants on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Thursday, June 21st, 2012. I'm Sarah Colvin. Glenn Cannon, Director of Technical Services with the Cape Cod Commission, outlined the Hyannis Access Study implementation Wednesday night at Town Hall. There are several options on the table for easing traffic flow in and around the airport rotary, along Route 28 to the Yarmouth Road intersection, and along Yarmouth Road. Many citizens were curious about the price tag of the project.
At this point, we believe the budget is in excess of $50 million. We believe, and I guess I should say this, that may be somewhat of a worst case scenario. That is a cost of replacing the airport rotary with one of the grade separation alternatives. Not that we're pushing that way, but that's the highest cost item. So, we see that as being a $20 million price tag. We saw Yarmouth Road itself as being a $20 million price tag. And then Route 28 will probably be, I would say, somewhere around the $10 million price tag. But I would not be surprised if it is in excess of $50 million. And if you want me to, I'll speak a little bit about that. That is a significant project for Cape Cod, as well as any region. We have the Transportation Improvement Program on Cape Cod. We get state money every year to build significant projects on Cape Cod. We average probably around $7 million a year. So a project of this nature, MassDOT used to refer to them as mega projects. They really don't have that term anymore, but that's the category that it falls into. So we'll be looking for assistance from outside our normal TIP process to be able to get this done. And that will be either significant state or federal dollars. Primarily federal dollars, I can tell you right now, for that kind of price.
Greater Hyannis Civic Association President Bill Cronin had questions for Cannon.
Your biggest problem from Bearses Way down to Yarmouth is Yarmouth Road. Particularly 8 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the afternoon when the hospital gets out. Why don't we fix that one first, rather than looking at all the rest of these? The second question I have is, out of the 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, what percentage of that time is the rotary a problem?
For the first one, on Yarmouth Road, there is a project right now in the Transportation Improvement Program to move forward the Route 28 Yarmouth Road intersection as a standalone project. The thought process the last time we discussed this with the town of Barnstable was that the town wanted to see the whole project go as one project to limit the construction impacts that people would be subject to. I don't really think you want to have Route 28 Yarmouth Road under construction and built and then have the airport rotary replaced, so have that under construction and built, and then Route 28 under construction and being built, and then Yarmouth Road being under construction and built. So that was their thought process right now. The state is trying to advance Route 28 and Yarmouth Road right now on the tip. We'll see how that goes along and whether or not we can chase funding is what it really comes down to.
Developer Stu Bornstein had concerns about a median and a bike lane planned for a section of roadway.
See if we could get that 5th lane by maybe taking off one of the sidewalks and get rid of the medium, and see if it's possible to entertain something like that, and then maybe use slave lights off the main lights, so you can get some more movement in and out of the road as a possibility.
We could look at the 5th lane and particularly removing the raised median. I could tell you, if I go back to the cross section, maybe I should. One thing that will not be removed will be these 4-foot shoulders, which are primarily the bike lanes for people who bicycle. It is state mandate now that all roadways are equipped to accommodate bicyclists. The multi-use path, it hasn't been mandated at this point, but MassDOT is getting closer and closer to what they would refer to as complete streets. The public way is for everyone. Every taxpayer has a right to that public way, and they have a right to safety. That multi-use path might be able to be reduced to a sidewalk, but again, I don't believe that it can be removed. You'd never get any federal funding for it, I can tell you right now. So it would just remove the project from contention. So you can't remove it. You might be able to reduce it, and that's what we'll have to look at doing.
GHCA President Bill Cronin had one last question for Cannon regarding the need for the project.
Outside of the Willow Street, Yarmouth Road section, I'm wondering if you're not trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist.
I don't believe that we are. Again, you know, the Route 28 section between the Airport Rotary and Yarmouth Road, I would dare say as a transportation professional, is the most congested section of roadway on all of Cape Cod, if you look at 12 months out of the year. It is in failure for the majority of the time during, 12 hours of the day. In the evening, you may have plenty of capacity out there. I'm sure after midnight you have capacity out there. But during the day, when people are utilizing that roadway, there isn't a single section of Route 20 of roadway on Cape Cod that has more congestion.
The plans are just in the preliminary stage. Many are options on the table, and many more public meetings will be held. Cannon is, however, hoping to see work begin within 5 years. More information can be found at capecodcommission.org. Well, outdoor dining is huge on Main Street Hyannis, and 2 local restaurants want to add to the crowd. Sandra Malsicki of the Box Lunch was before the Hyannis Main Street Waterfront Historic District this week with revised plans for outdoor
It was in
seating.
the fall, I was approved for a certain seating set. It was a bistro set. And the thing is, when I went to order it this spring, they discontinued making it. So,
Gee, that's a bummer.
yeah, so anyway, I found, it's actually the exact set. However, it's a bar height opposed to the lower height. But it's the same materials as the original one. It was approved.
One of the nice things about bar height furniture is that it gets you to the level of the sidewalk, the head level of sidewalk pedestrians, and as opposed to sitting lower than the pedestrians. So the closer you are to the sidewalk, the better the bar height furniture fits.
That plan was approved. Next, Dylan Jordan of newly opened Rendezvous Cafe presented plans to add outdoor seating.
What
I
do you
have
have
a
for us?
revised plan from this because Tom Geiler was concerned with the crosswalk being the busiest crosswalk on Main Street.
Okay.
So we actually extended the chair rail, the railing to enclose all the seating before I had it open, and we got rid of the 2 seats. So instead of 18, I believe now it's 14. So just so it doesn't conflict with the people walking.
The board did have questions and raised some concern, which sparked discussion about outdoor seating at nearby Schooner's Restaurant.
I have a question. Now, we have the bump out here.
Yep.
Was there any passing of, you can't use the bump out, you have to stay where you are right now? In other words, can you move your tables out over here?
I had, on the original plan, I had moved out, but Steve Seymour had said I should keep it 8 feet from the building, because then it falls on the town's insurance anyways, so, but,
But
You know where I'm
not
going.
out onto the bump out.
yeah, no, we're
sure
not
do.
on it.
And I agree with you.
Why? 'Cause,
Well,
Well, it's ongoing.
I know what it is.
If I can clarify, this is his licensed area. His seating and its location has to, well, the one you have has to conform to the area and the location as shown on that plan.
Why
So-
doesn't Schooners?
why doesn't,
Because they're different.
what is it that nobody dares to touch this?
I mean,
What is it that nobody
don't say
dares to
anything.
touch
That's
this?
not-
You have to have that conversation with.
Maybe when we,
You should have that conversation with Tom Geiler.
Jordan's plan for outdoor seating at Rendezvous Cafe and Creperie was approved. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.